The cheap car is dead. They killed it. If you walk into a dealership today to buy a basic commuter car like a Toyota Camry or Honda Accord, you are going to leave with a loan for $35,000. For 35 grand, you get cloth seats, plastic dashboards, and a 4-cylinder engine that sounds like a sewing machine. You are paying luxury prices for an economy car. But the smart money isn't playing that game. They are buying this car. It has leather seats, it rides like a cloud, it has a V6 engine that is known to hit 500,000 miles. And the best part? It costs $5,000. Today, I'm going to show you the 7 cheat code sedans that offer more luxury and reliability than a 2025 Camry for 15% of the price. To understand why you need to buy an older car, you have to understand what they did to the new ones. To hit fuel economy targets, modern sedans have become disposable appliances. The Honda Accord and Nissan Altima use belt-driven CVTs that stretch and snap. The new Toyota Camry is exclusively hybrid, meaning you are now dependent on a high-voltage battery and complex electronics that cost thousands to replace when they degrade. Whether it's a snapping belt or a dying battery, these cars are designed to last 100,000 miles, exactly as long as the warranty. After that, they are financial liabilities. The cars on this list come from the golden era of engineering. They use big, under-stressed engines. They use iron blocks. They use gears, not rubber bands. Buying one of these isn't just cheap, it's a rebellion against the system. Let's start with the car you probably laughed at in high school, the Buick LeSabre. This is the ultimate grandpa car, and that is exactly why you want it. Who owned this car? An 80-year-old man who drove it to church on Sundays, kept it in a heated garage, and changed the oil every 3 months. But the real secret is under the hood, the GM 3800 Series 2 V6. Ask any mechanic, and they will tell you this is one of the top 3 engines ever built. It is unkillable. It uses a cast iron block and push rods. It makes great torque, gets 30 mpg on the highway, and parts cost pennies. However, there is a mechanic warning. It has one weakness, the plastic intake manifold gaskets. They degrade over time. It's a $300 fix. Once that is done, this car will outlive you. You get a floating sofa with a bulletproof heart for under $5,000. What if you don't want a sofa? What if you want a car that is fun to drive but won't bankrupt you like a BMW? You want the first generation Acura TSX, built from 2004 to 2008. This car is a legend. In Europe, it was sold as the Honda Accord Euro. It handles beautifully. It uses the 2.4-liter K24 engine. This is Honda's greatest 4-cylinder. It has IV tech, it revs to 7,000 RPM, and it uses a timing chain that never needs changing. Because it's an Acura, you get leather, heated seats, and a sunroof standard. Here's the mechanic warning, the AC compressor. On these years, if the AC compressor fails, it can send metal shards into the lines. Mechanics call it the Black Death. Check if the AC works. If it does, you are buying a car that is more fun than a Camry and 10 times more reliable for $6,000. Now, I have to stop you for a second. Buying a cheap used car is smart, but it is also dangerous. While the Acura TSX is great, the Acura TL from the same era has a transmission that fails 100% of the time. If you buy the wrong model, you lose your money. I compiled a master list of every single do not buy model year. It's called the 2025 Used Car Blacklist. It lists the specific years where transmissions blow up and engines fail. Download it right now at the link in the description. Do not gamble with your savings. Most people have forgotten this next car exists, the 2008 or 2009 Ford Taurus. Now listen carefully. This car looks exactly like the Ford 500, but it is mechanically superior. Underneath, it's actually a Volvo S80 chassis. Ford owned Volvo at the time, so they used the Volvo safety cage and suspension. It has more interior space than a Mercedes S-Class. The trunk is big enough to sleep in. Critically, the 2008 and 2009 Taurus uses the 3.5-liter Duratec V6 and a standard 6-speed automatic. The older models used a CVT that was terrible. If you find the 2008 or 2009 model, you are getting Volvo safety and a reliable Ford powertrain for about $4,000. It is the ultimate sleeper bargain. If you want comfort, real, floating, cloud-like comfort, you cannot buy a new car. Modern cars have stiff suspension and big wheels. You need a Lincoln Town Car, or it's its twin, the Mercury Grand Marquis. These are the last body-on-frame luxury sedans ever made. They float over potholes like they don't exist. It uses the 4.6-liter modular V8. This is the same engine used in police interceptors and taxis. It is understressed and overbuilt. 400,000 miles is considered midlife for this car. The mechanic warning: on the Lincoln, the rear air suspension eventually leaks and sags, but you can replace the airbags with steel coil springs for $200 and never worry about it again. For $5,000 to $6,000, you can drive the same car the president used to ride in. Why buy a used Camry when you can buy an Avalon for the same price? The Toyota Avalon is the Camry's big brother. It was built specifically for the American highway. It is wider, longer, and quieter. The rear seats recline, the leather is softer, the sound insulation is double what you get in a Camry. It comes standard with the 2GR FE V6. This gives you 280 horsepower. That is serious speed for a grandpa car. The mechanic warning: on pre-2010 models, the rubber oil line for the VVTi system can burst. Replace it with the updated metal line immediately. It's a cheap part. Once that is done, this is a 500,000-mile car. You can find them for $6,000 to $8,000. This next car is the smartest financial hack on the used market, the Pontiac Vibe. It says Pontiac on the badge, which scares people away. It lowers the resale value, but open the hood, it says Toyota. This car is literally a Toyota Matrix with a different bumper. It was built in a joint factory by Toyota and GM. You get Toyota reliability for a Pontiac price. The rear seats fold completely flat plastic, turning it into a mini cargo van. You can fit a washing machine in the back. Fun fact, the odometers on the 2003 to 2008 models stop at 299,999 miles. It's a glitch. If you see one listed at $299K, buy it. It probably has $400K and runs perfect. The price? $4,000. And finally, the #1 car that makes the new Camry look like a scam, the Lexus ES 330, specifically the 2004 to 2006 models. This was the era when Lexus overbuilt everything. The leather is thick, the wood is real, the doors feel like bank vaults. It uses the 3.3-liter V6, the M3 MZ6. It is smoother than the newer 3.5-liter. It is buttery smooth. Yes, it has a timing belt. You have to change it every 90,000 miles, but that is a small price to pay for driving a car that feels like a $60,000 vehicle for $5,000. If you buy a new Camry, you lose $5,000 in depreciation the second you drive off the lot. If you buy this Lexus, the entire car costs $5,000, and it will probably outlast the Camry. That is how you win the car game. You don't have to be rich to drive a great car. You just have to be smart. Stop buying plastic economy cars. Buy the legends. But if you must buy a newer car, make sure you don't overpay. The market is crashing right now. Watch this video to see which new cars are rotting on dealer lots with massive discounts.